We've got bicycles and skateboarders. I love this. This is Mariah Duran, and she is an X Games competitor. I love this. And you are a professional skateboarder, and you just graduated from Manzano High School. I love this. How did you get into skateboarding?
My older brother, he got me into it. They kind of like picked up a board, and I was like, I want to hang out with them. So I kind of started skating. I ended up loving it. So
that's cool. Well, I love your board here because this one. What brand is this again?
This is a BZ board.
And this one is completely scraped up, and your trucks are nicely like.
Yeah, it's well skated for sure.
Because this is from riding on half pipes, riding on. Do you do like street skating? Do you do half pipe skating? What kind of skating? What's your forte?
I'm a street skater, so I like skate like downstairs or like handrails or something like that around those areas.
I've seen so many videos of people doing the handrails and then falling on their face.
It happens. It happens is the best of them, honestly, but.
It looks like it hurts so much.
Probably not in the moment. Your adrenaline's really going, but.
Yeah, yeah. So you were an alternate last year for the ESPN X Games.
Yeah.
And this year you're trying to go back?
This year I was actually invited to compete in it as an athlete, so I was no longer an alternate. So I'm actually in it this time.
They're actually in the X Games. That is so awesome. And when are they? And like, how does that work?
Well, basically, for competing as an athlete, you just go out there and just compete with all the professionals who've been skating for like years. I mean, some of the people I've looked up to, like I get to skate with, which is amazing.
That's cool. That is very cool. So, I mean, what is your signature trick? Do you have like a signature, like something you do?
I would probably have to say a hard flip. It's one of the harder tricks for sure, like the name. But I'm most known for that because I did that last year as an alternate in the practices, and that kind of like really wowed everybody.
That's cool. What is it? Is this you skating here?
Yeah, that's me skating.
How do you do that? Like, how do you learn to do that?
I don't know. You basically just have to trust yourself. It's a mental game for sure.
Yeah, and you have to become one with the board.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, what was it about it for you that made this interesting? You know, I mean, for me, when I was a kid, I tried some of this stuff. Right. I just basically fell on my face and kind of called it good. I bought myself a fancy board, some nice shoes, and then fell on my face. And that was kind of the extent of all of my skating. And how did you like go from that to this? I mean, this is pretty amazing.
I don't know, just like, it's like very accomplishing. Like once you land a trick, you're just like, it's like a self-accomplishment. Like I've been in sports and it's just kind of like that like self-accomplishment that just really like keeps me skateboarding for sure. Yeah,
well you played basketball at Manzano. And
yeah.
I mean that's sports, but this is something entirely different. What is it about the two? That's a team sport, this is an individual sport.
It's definitely like you're like your own coach and you go at your own pace. So it's definitely nice, but then again like in competitions you like have to push yourself, you have to trust yourself. So it's like I use like sports to help me with that competitive side, for sure.
Right. So to get to the games, you're having a pancake fundraiser. Don't want to forget to mention.
Yeah, I'm having a pancake fundraiser at Applebee's. It's going to be.
Which Applebee's? There's a bunch of them.
Oh, sorry. Lomas and Eubank.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And that's going to be to raise money to help you get to. Is it Austin this year?
Yeah, Austin, Texas.
That's very cool. And I mean, what do you think your chances are in Austin this year? Do you think you got a shot at a gold medal?
I mean, I'm just going to go out there just with an open mind and just try and skate my hardest because it's an amazing opportunity.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if anybody else from Albuquerque has gone to the. I'm sure somebody has, but I don't know. Are you maybe the first or one of the few?
I'm probably one of the few. I don't know if anybody else has gone either. I don't know. It's definitely easier for girls to get out there for sure. Not too many girls skateboard. So it's definitely an advantage for sure.
Yeah. Well, why don't you think girls skateboard? I mean, I think it'd be just as much fun for a girl as it is for anyone else, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Some of them just need the drive just to continue skating. Like everybody, like usually their first fall is kind of like, okay, like I'm not gonna skate anymore.
That was me. Like that first face plant, and you're just like, okay, I'm not for me.
Yeah.
But you got a helmet. We know you know what you're doing. Right?
Yeah, and then most people just like, oh, I fell. Like, okay, like the worst has already happened. Like I can get this.
And that was your attitude.
Yeah, basically.
Like if I fall once and survive, I can keep doing this.
Exactly.
And it won't be any worse.
Yeah.
How many bones have you broken? How many bruises do you have?
Surprisingly, I have so many bruises and scars, but not too many bones broken by skateboarding.
Not too many bones broken, which means several.
I mean, the only one that I really broke was my wrist, but that was like when I first started skating. But now as you like progress, like you kind of get better at like, you kind of know how to fall. Like you get a bruise instead of breaking a bone. Which is like,
you know how to tumble and roll a little bit more.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And you said your brothers got you into skating.
Yeah.
Are you better than them now?
Oh no.
No?
They're always like,
Are they
I learned my
competitive
tricks
too?
from them. Yeah, they're definitely competitive for sure. But I think for guys, it's more of like, they have to go against like thousands of people, like if they're trying to make it. And whereas girls, there's only like 100 or 200 girls like trying to like actually make it. So like the window is very open for sure.
Well, I know for guys, there's a competitive thing. For women, is it that, or is it more of a sisterhood of like, we're in this together as a handful of women professional skaters?
I mean, definitely like it's a sisterhood for sure, but like the X Games, like that's definitely like we're like competing and stuff for sure.
I hear you. Well, can you show us some tricks? Can you show us how this works? I think for a lot of people who don't realize the difference between like me, the guy who would skate around the block and fall on his face, and somebody who can do this professionally, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I could definitely show you some tricks.
we've got our little spot over here. We don't have a whole lot of room. We were gonna try to build a morning brew half pipe, but we didn't have time.
It's all good. I usually just warm up like with an ollie, just to kind of get the feel for it for sure.
We don't have the stage necessarily for ollies, but
yeah. No, you're good.
That's amazing. Oh, we're losing microphones. That's all right. That's all right. Your X Games appearance would be when?
My X Games, I'm competing on Saturday. I believe that's June 7th.
Great. Yeah. And the fundraiser at Applebee's is when?
The fundraiser in Applebee's is this Saturday.
Great.
At 8 to 10, I believe.
8 to 10 this Saturday at Applebee's. And how much money do you think you need to raise?
I don't know. Anything helps, honestly. Like, there's not like a specific number I have to hit, but like anything really helps for sure.
That's very cool. And there's going to be a raffle, steak dinner, everything else, right?
Yeah, we have a bunch of cool prizes for the raffle for sure. We got decks, like backpacks, shirts. We got food places and stuff.
That's great. I love it. I love it. And then hopefully we get to see you on the X Games on ESPN.
Yeah.
And we'll be back in a couple minutes on the Morning Brew with Friends with a whole lot more. We've got some skateboard decks back here that you guys gave us. Will you sign them? Looking to Albuquerque's X Games competitor? That'd be awesome. Thank you for coming in. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew.